Marcus Jordan, the son of Michael Air Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time. That's right. I said it. I believe it. It's a fact. Marcus was seen having some dinner, having some chow at a fancy restaurant in Miami. I guess if you're Marcus Jordan, you're always going to be at a fancy restaurant. I don't know. Who's to say rich kids don't like, they don't want to go get some Burger King every now and then, right? Maybe some White Castle. Maybe they got those cravings too, like the rest of us. Just because they got money doesn't mean they don't like the little things in life. I don't know. But he was seen with one. Her name is Larsa, which is a weird name. Larsa Pippin, guys. Larsa Pippin. You're probably thinking to yourself, Pippin? Why does a Jordan and a Pippin? Yeah, that's right. Larsa Pippin is the ex-wife of Marcus's father, Michael's teammate, Scottie Pippen. So Jordan's son was seen on a date with Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. And I'm thinking to myself, good Lord, this whole Jordan family takes it personal. Because if you all recall, maybe it was sometime in 2021, Scottie Pippen had a book coming out, and it was on the heels of The Last Dance, in which it didn't make Scottie look too good in a couple episodes. The Last Dance was this brilliant documentary. You guys should check it out. It's on Netflix. It's all about the last championship season for the Chicago Bulls, and it really shows how that team was built too. So it's really cool. Anyway, Pippen didn't look too good in a couple episodes. He looked like a choker, a guy who shied away from the big moment. Looked like a bad teammate on a couple plays. He sat out a lot of the year with the back injury that he could have avoided if he would just had surgery in the offseason. There was just a lot of stuff going on. And part of it, you felt for Scottie because he was so wildly underpaid. He took a bad contract. Anyway, though, he comes out with a book. And in the book, he kind of trashes MJ and says stuff about MJ that really didn't seem true, because then, see, that's the beautiful thing about the internet. We got receipts. So if you're going to talk shit and spit lies, if we care enough, we'll find out. I have to emphasize if we care enough, because there's a lot of lies that just people are just, they don't fucking follow through on them. It pisses me off. Here's something I'm going to talk about in the next episode, a little sneak peek for you. There's an Elvis movie that just came out. I only caught some of it. And it's crazy. Since I caught some of it, my one buddy sent me a link to this Elvis performance where he's like, dude, isn't this an amazing vocal performance? Because me and my buddy Mike Bryanstein, great comedian who's on the podcast 2 episodes ago, we love musical performances where you believe the singer. Like, think about Nirvana and the song Where Did You Sleep Last Night that they covered on the Unplugged in New York album. When Kurt Cobain is singing that, you're like, dude, I fucking believe you, man. Right? You want a singer to put their soul behind it. They don't hit every note, but I want to believe them. I want to believe what they're saying and that they believe what they're saying. They're not just saying someone else's words, or it's just like, this rhymes. Anyway, the version, whatever song he sent me, I can't remember the name of the song now, of Elvis. Elvis had that. So I was like, this is great. And I did catch some of the movie that just came out. And since then, I've been seeing Elvis stuff left and right. And I'm talking about a lie. There was a lie that Elvis was racist. And someone floated that out there back in the day because I think they were jealous of his success and they didn't like that he had cross appeal where black people and white people were dancing to his music together. So a lot of segregationists back in the 50s and 60s were like, this is what he thinks of you guys. And so people were like, what? Well, fuck him then, but he didn't say that. It was a complete lie. But it's a lie that I still see people keep going. I see people regurgitating that shit left and right. They're like, Elvis, racist guy who stole songs from black people. I wasn't even going to get into Elvis, but then it made me think of it. It was on my head. Anyway, I'm going to dive into that next episode, sneak peek. So with Pippen, he started saying shit about Jordan. Like I said before, the internet, we got receipts. So there's all these videos where Michael's just praising Scottie. He's don't mention my name without mentioning Scottie Pippen. For all 6 of my championships, Scottie was right there. Scottie worked his ass off. Scottie, singing Scottie's praises, being like, Scottie's my guy. He got honest in The Last Dance, in which he said, yeah, when Scottie wouldn't go back on the floor and when Scottie sat out a couple of those big games, and yeah, he had some selfish plays, and there's some stuff that I think Scottie's not going to let down. It's going to hurt his legacy a little bit. I mean, that's just being truthful. The truth hurts from friends. The truth hurts, period. But it in particularly hurts from friends. But it's how you respond to that. I mean, he could have said to him, like, dude, I know what you said was truthful, and it's a documentary, but fuck, man, that sucked to hear from you. Handle it like a man. Don't go writing a book to try to make some money because you were always bad with money. And that's the thing, too. I don't know how he was bad with money. Scottie Pippen's nickname around Chicago was No Tippin' Pippin, because he was known for going to bars and restaurants and not leaving shit. So this isn't a great guy. And my younger sister, who played volleyball in college and in high school. In high school, she faced a girl. I remember this girl was dominating her and it had Pippen on her back. And I'm like, is she related to Scottie? She's like, yeah, it's like an estranged daughter. He's like a daughter out of wedlock. And he's like a piece of shit, but she has the name on because, it's going to help college scouts look at her. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense, right? But she like hates her dad. So Scottie, not a good dude. But neither is this Larsa either. Larsa Pippin. So here, I'm going to pull up the article. They're all from the same sources, TMZ, Page 6, all these people. Larsa's good looking. She grew up in Chicago. Chicago's beautiful woman. Not biased, but it's true. My wife from Chicago. And they got married in 1997. The divorce became final in 2022. Separated first in 2016, then tried to reconcile in 2018. Now, there's rumors that she had an affair. It says rumors and allegedly, but I mean, all the proof is out there that her and rapper Future were doing this. They're banging, right? They're doing the bang, 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 bangity bang. And yeah, they were, he was getting all up in it and she was having fun. And it came out and it made Scottie look bad and all that kind of stuff. But, it doesn't sound like he's always been faithful either. Throwing that out there. Yeah, they have 4 kids together, all that kind of stuff. Here's something interesting, though. She was one of those Real Housewives of Miami ladies, and she was talking about during one of the episodes of the reality series, she said that she was traumatized by some of Scottie's actions. And I just found this funny, like her wording here. She was like, I was traumatized, Larsa said of Pippen, demanding to send one of her children back to LA. If he doesn't get his way, he punishes me. He's like the Punisher. I'm sorry. That just makes me laugh. A woman who was in her mid 40s when she said this, it's like, he punishes me. And then in her brain, she's like, he's like the Punisher. In her brain, she thought she just hit a fucking grand slam with that line. She's like, bam. Hell yeah, the press is going to think I'm amazing. When really everyone's like, that's the lamest shit we've ever heard. I mean, look, that sucks. He's being a dick to you, but like, that is real cringe, honey. During a confessional, those are those things on reality shows where they have you like just sitting like this by yourself in like a closet, it looks like, and then you spill your guts about something. She said that her ex is used to controlling the narrative. I'm like, that's not true either, because he's bad at it. Because he'll say one thing one day and the next day, something completely different. He said Jordan was way better than LeBron. Then he said LeBron was better than Jordan. Now he's going back to Jordan. It's just like the dude, I don't know. I think he was once a really good guy at one point, maybe. I don't know him personally, but I think he's one of those dudes who just kept digging himself holes, sadly. And that's why he does things like write books that just make him look like an asshole and it's filled with stuff that's not true and everything like that. But Marcus, again, who knows? Maybe they were just out to dinner together, but it is fishy. And I thought to myself, she married Scottie in 1997. I got to imagine they're dating for a year or two before that. Let's say it was quick. Maybe they're only dating for a year. Started dating in 1996. Marcus Jordan in 1996 was 6 years old. 6 years old. So in my head, I'm like, all right, he's now 31. She's 48. In other circumstances, a 48-year-old woman dating a 31-year-old guy, I'm not there to judge. Other people might judge and be like, nah, it's weird. It's an age gap, blah, blah, blah. Hey, love is love. I don't care. I'm cool about that. Not one of those guys. But it is interesting because if Larsa Pippin was a man and Marcus was a Marie and, was a lady and it was a 48-31, people would be like, a little weird, right? But even weirder, they'd be like, wait, he knew her when she was 6? Disgusting. Was there grooming in play? You know what I mean? There would be like some red flags. People would be like, I don't know if we could let her go away with this. And she's a housewife. By the way, these Real Housewives, all my female friends will take bullets for these ladies. They are the most entertaining thing in the world. I think it's like WWE for women, because it's reality television. And I just think they talk about getting Brazilian waxes and going on vacations, and then they scream at each other. And there's crying. And one of them is just a real C word, where they just go, she's part of the group though. You know what I mean? Because every time I've watched 7 minutes total of the 25 shows that are in this Real Housewives of different cities thing. And whenever I watch, I'm always like, why do they hang out with her every day though? Because they all seem to hate this woman. They hate her guts and they hate her hard, but she's always fucking around. I'm like, I don't get it. And then I remind myself, Joe, it's a TV show. Don't read too much into it. All right. I would find it hilarious though if Marcus Jordan was like, gonna talk shit about my dad. I'm gonna bang your ex-wife too. That's right. I took it personal. My dad made you. That's right, Scottie. Okay. You didn't come into the league an all-star. My dad made you stay after practice to get better. That's why you became one of the greatest defensive players of all time. You were guarding my dad one-on-one every day, and he was dunking on you, hitting fadeaways in your face, bringing out the best of you. That's what he was doing. So, and you're going to disrespect him by writing some book where you're just spitting lies. I'm going to bang your ex, dude. That's right. And I'm younger and hotter than you, and I'm going to last longer, and she's going to forget your name, man. That's right. No tipping Pippin. Guess what? I'm giving her the tip and then some. Okay. That's what I'm going to be doing. And that'd be hilarious if that was Marcus's angle, right? Because she's a hot 48-year-old. I mean, he's 31. Dude, 48-year-old women, dude, you give it to him real good for a little bit. They go to bed early. He's meeting his friends back out later that night, talking about what a great time he had. And he could just let loose and have some shots. He's relaxed because he was just with this woman who's probably very experienced. And he's, upholding the family name. That's some high level revenge that Marcus is getting on Scottie Pippen for talking shit about his dad. You think he wears Jordans while doing it? That'd be something. You know what I mean? You're wearing your dad's logo while banging a guy who they were once good friends. And then Scottie kind of ruined that while you're doing it, Do they have Jordan brand condoms? I'm surprised, man. He's got that logo on everything else. You'd think that logo would be on a condom. You'd think that logo would be on, I know it's on, I've seen boxers that are Jordan brand, but I'm thinking what if she is mad at Scottie still for the divorce or whatever? And, she starts taking pictures in a bikini that's got just the Jordan logo on stuff. She could do a nude spread and they cover her nips with the Jordan logo, right? Like one on each nip. I don't know. I think that would be, now I'm thinking it's just too mean. I don't think Scottie deserves all that. That's harsh. But maybe Scottie's also like, I don't care, dude. I divorced her. She's old news. But in the same regard, he's got to be thinking, you knew this kid when he was fucking 7. You're banging my teammate who I'm not getting along with anymore's son that you knew when he was a child. That's fucked up. But maybe though, see, now I'm going back to Marcus's side of it. Because let's think about how fun it is from his point of view. Marcus was probably 12, 13, seeing her around, you know what I mean? Even though he got married in 97, which is interesting. He got married in 97. That was the year where he missed a ton of games. Or 98, he was kind of banged up too. But toward the end of that year, it's like, that's the year you're doing it. You should have been having back surgery in the off season. You're having big flash, fancy weddings. I don't know. Not a team player. But man, maybe Marcus knew her. And, he probably thought, damn, Mr. Pippin's wife is smoking hot. Because we all know someone who, when you're like 12, 13 years old, there's always that one adult woman that you're like, I like her. Oh, baby. You know what I mean? She's goddamn smoke show. Look at her. Sexy, right? But none of us actually get to grow up to bang that woman. Marcus is possibly banging that woman. And for that, I used to feel bad for Marcus Jordan and his brother Jeffrey, thinking, imagine growing up in the shadow of Michael Jordan. Your dad's one of the most famous people in human history. You'd even make the NBA. You had a decent college career, but you didn't make the NBA. So I remember feeling bad for that guy. Now, I don't feel bad for him at all. I think he almost surpasses his dad in that regard. How many 12-year-old boys get to one day grow up and bang their crush? Like, we're talking zero, like a smaller percentage to be the greatest of a sport. I think the same percentage, like your GOAT of your sport, 12-year-old banging adult crush later on in life. I just feel like the odds are very similar. It's respect. It's just a lot of respect for that Jordan family. They really just know how to get things done. They put their mind to something, they're making it happen. It's incredible. I'm trying to think, when I was 12 or 13, there was a couple friends of mine who I thought had some delicious looking moms, but I didn't grow up to have sex with them like Marcus Jordan's possibly doing. That's something. I'm trying to think who my celebrity crush was when I was that age. 12, 13, Pamela Anderson, Yasmin Bleeth. I had a poster of both of them on my wall. Gwen Stefani. The funny thing is, of those 3 women I just named, I feel like I could probably nail Yasmin Bleeth. If I was single, of course, I feel like I probably could. Now I'm married, but it'd be cool if my wife gave me like one pass just for the sake of being like, I had her poster when I was 13. You know what I mean? It's not There's no, it's just to do it for the sake of the story, right? I'll be very quick. I'll do it as fast as I can, in and out. You know what I mean? It's like running into a grocery store. Oh, I forgot to get eggs. I'm going to run in and get eggs, run back out. You don't get jealous of me when I do that. You don't think, oh, that grocery store had your attention and your time. Did you feel something for that grocery store? No, I didn't. I didn't feel anything. And that's what it would be like if you let me have some time with Yasmin Bleeth. If I would ever encounter Yasmin Bleeth. She was on Baywatch, everyone. Do you know that was like the biggest show on the planet Earth for a stretch of time? And then I don't know what happened to her. I think drugs, which makes me sad. So maybe if I saw her, I'd just help her. But then I'd also think, can I? And then, maybe there'll be the all right, I'm getting off track.